Hello everyone, it's Jennifer McGuire here. I'm back to share with you some more of my favorite crafty things. I'm doing a series of videos and blog posts on this, and I'll link it below the video also. In this video I'm going to be talking about adhesives. This is one of the things I get the most questions about, what type of adhesives I like, and I actually have a few that I like to use. The first is the Tombow stamp runner. This one's kind of fun because there's two different ways you can apply the adhesive. So I'm going to show you how these work. This stamp runner, I like the pink one. It comes in blue too, but the pink one's the one I like because it puts down dots of adhesive. It comes with a little cap that you can take off and keep if you want to. I always get rid of mine. And you just go ahead and drag it onto the paper as you would any tape runner. And you see it puts down these little dots of adhesive. What's great about this product and all the ones that I recommend is you can rub it away if you're unhappy about where you put it. So I think that's really important if you're like me and like to make changes as you go. You can rub the adhesive away, but it ends up holding securely when you're ready. So you can apply it like this just by dragging on the paper, or you can use it in a stamping motion. You hold on to the pink, like I am here, the pink piece of the stamp runner, and press down, and it puts down little squares of the adhesive. So you can see those little areas. If you do one of these punches like on each corner of a photo, it would hold it in place. You don't need a lot. So let me show you from the side what that looks like. You just push down and you can see it just press down and it stamps some adhesive down. So you can apply this adhesive either way. That's something fun about this one. But I think it's got 40 feet of adhesive in it, so it lasts quite some time, and there are refills available for this. The other adhesive I reach for a lot is the Plus Thin adhesive. Now this one it puts down similar adhesive to the other, but it's unique in a few ways. It's got a cap also, but it's much smaller, and you hold it like a pen. Now when you put this down, you'll see it still has little dots of adhesive that you can rub away, but it's half the width. So whereas the original one that I showed you puts down 1/3 of an inch wide, this is only 1/6 of an inch wide. So it's great for little pieces like this that you may want to put on your cards, which I use tiny pieces a lot. So it's really good for those tiny little pieces. And again, you can rub these dots away if you want to. It also has a flexible head, so you can move around turns and curves very easily. So this is great for, adhering down any, little stamped images that you've cut with lots of curves. And this guy has less in it. There's 26 feet in it, but the price is lower. So it's just another option. They work very much the same. Now this other one is a new one that I've just recently tried and I really like. It's the Plus Pink glue tape. And here it is, and it's Pink Glory. And I gotta say, it wins points for being awfully cute. And it also has the flip cap that stays attached to it and just flips out of the way. This one puts down the wider bit of adhesive, like the first one I showed you. But this one has 52 feet in it, so it has quite a bit of adhesive in it for a pretty good price. So all three of these adhesives put down tiny little dots that can be rubbed away, and they're all permanent. They all also have refills available, which I think is good too. Next, I wanted to talk about the dimensional adhesive that I use. There are a couple that I really use often. One is the EK Success 1/16 inch square foam dots. This is what they look like. They're nice and thin, so it has just a little bit of dimension but not too much bulk for the mail. And there's a big size and a small size on this sheet. Now if you want a thicker one, what I just do is put two of them together, and there you have what is equal to an 1/8 inch thick foam dot. So you can just get this one size and use it for either thin or thick dimensional adhesive. If I need a smaller piece, I just cut them in half, either diagonally or just straight, and then you have smaller pieces that'll go behind smaller embellishments. Now if you do want a thicker foam adhesive, the 1/8 inch foam adhesive that I like is from American Crafts, and they're little circles of foam adhesive. I think this is a really good one. I happen to be out of them at the time, so I can't show you what they look like in person, but these are really good if you do like that thicker pop-up. I like that they're circle too. You can still cut them in half or into smaller pieces, but I like that they're circle because they just seem to work better behind things. The only bad thing about white foam squares is sometimes you can see them from the side on the card and it's kind of visible, so sometimes you want to have something that's clear. In this case, I like to use these clear foam adhesive squares from Kool. These are really awesome because you can put them behind something and get that dimension but not have that white show on the side. They are nice and thin, so they don't end up too bulky when going through the mail. However, you can stack them on top of each other if you want to, and they hold really well, so you don't need to use a lot. Now these do cost more than the white foam squares. That's why I still use the white for other things, but sometimes you just want that clear, and these are awesome. Now it also comes in rolls, so you can cut even tinier pieces if you'd like to. I happen to be out of this one too, but I like to use either of them. Really, I think they're both good products. It just depends on what you like to use. So it's fun to have that clear foam adhesive. Now before I put anything through the mail that has embellishments or anything raised on the card, I always squirt a little bit of a strong liquid adhesive underneath it. That way I can be sure it doesn't get beat up when it goes through the mail and come apart. One thing that I reach for often is Glossy Accents. This product comes in a tiny bottle like this one on the left or in a bigger bottle. Either one's great. And it's great for really securing things onto a card. Now it's also great for putting a clear coating on something. So it's kind of got dual purposes. You can make something shiny, kind of highlight some stamped images. There's a lot you can do with it. So I find myself reaching for Glossy Accents often. Now some people have trouble with it getting clogged. What I do is I just squeeze it until it kind of shoots out some of the extra adhesive that's in the nozzle, and then I wipe it off and just close it, and that way it keeps it open and it won't get clogged. Another super strong adhesive is the Studio Matte Multi-Medium. Now this is really good because it's got a lot of purposes also. It goes on white, but it dries nice and matte. It's very strong, so you could glue metal embellishments onto paper. You can do all kinds of things with this. It's also great to do like a glaze or a coating over something, or for image transfers or sealing art. There's a lot you can do with it, but I use it for glue often. So if you have like a bow on a card, you can just put a tiny little dot of this behind it and it will secure it in place when it dries. Now what I often do is put a card together with embellishments with mini glue dots or my regular adhesive, but before I stick it in the mail, when I'm all done with the card, I'll squirt this or Glossy Accents underneath like my buttons and other raised embellishments and just let it dry, and that makes sure that it's secure when it goes through the mail. So I think these strong liquid adhesives are really important. And now that I've mentioned it, there's one more adhesive that I do recommend. It's the mini glue dots. This is a very versatile product. They're tiny little blobs of glue that are nice and flat that are perfect for putting behind embellishments as you're putting a card together. You can stack them, roll them, you can do a lot with them. But I do recommend securing it with the liquid glue also. So there you have it, my favorite adhesives. If you have any questions, please visit my blog at jennifermcguireinc.com. Thanks for watching.